Sports Club Villa. Welcome, Mwami Kalyamagwa.
Well, thank you, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen out there watching us.
Santos, please.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon to all our viewers. It's a pleasure to be here once more, and we are going to talk sports specifically.
Yep, and it's sport we are really going to talk today, and Honorable Medad Lubega Segona, forget everything you know about him, is here as a presidential candidate for Sports Club Villa, seeking to be the 8th in that mantle, and it's really building up to that day, 28th August, when Sports Club Villa will go to the polls to replace Ben Emmanuel Misaga, who left 3, and now Honorable Medad Lubega Segona Kalyamagwa wants to assume the presidency of Sports Club Villa. Yes, please, wipe your ears clearly. You've had many guys are watching you here for the first time talking about sport. I know you've been here before for a political program, but many of them would love to know who is Honorable Medad Lubega Segona.
Well, the same Medad Lubega Segona they know is the person in the studio this afternoon, and the only addition that has come in is the candidature for the presidency of Sports Club Villa.
Okay.
The rest remains the same, the address remains the same, and okay. Maybe the other thing they didn't know about me is Salongo. Oh. Okay, coming in to be the president of Sports Club Villa Salongo.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's me.
Okay, that is Honorable Medad Lubega Segona, and here he comes for us to tell us exactly why he really wants to become president at that mighty club, the record winners of the Uganda Premier League, and of course record holders in the Uganda Cup, the knockout version of Ugandan football. His club, Sports Club Villa, have won it 10 times before. They've won the league 16 times. The last they did is 2004. We shall get to that point later. But Honorable Segona, why Villa of all clubs?
Well, because I do not qualify to be a presidential candidate in the rest of the clubs, because I am not their member. I belong to a Sports Club Villa for as long as I have known football, and that's from childhood. My father told me our club is Villa, and I'll stick to that. And I enjoy associating. You know, people do not know that this club is a way or an avenue of associating with the people of the same thought in terms of football and in terms of what we want to do together in terms of sport. So this is my club. I can only be president or presidential candidate for now for the club that I belong to, that I support in Uganda.
Okay.
Yeah.
Several Ugandans, including me and maybe my colleague Ronnie Santos, know you more about the politics and your astuteness where legal matters are concerned. And many Ugandans are hearing for the first time that Honorable Segona is a die-hard Villa fan.
Yeah.
Can you talk Ugandans through that a little deeper?
No, I think one thing Ugandans ought to appreciate is that if I'm good in those two areas you have mentioned, you have not mentioned me in farming, where I think I'm also doing well as a farmer. You have not mentioned my name in terms of marriage, where I'm a good husband, in terms of fatherhood, where I'm a good father.
And by the way, Honorable, just stick it a little there. Ugandans, by the way, out there watching this show, I'm telling you the truth. I'd never met Honorable Medad Lubega Segona, but his humor personified. He has humor on him. I've liked him the moment he walked into here. I simply liked him because he's got so much humor. Yet, tell you what, he's miles apart from us. Go ahead.
So the point is, I am able to excel. I think it's in Philippians 4:13 that I can do all in He who gives me strength. I want to thank God who has given me strength in all endeavors that I've been pursuing, and now into this, it's about leadership of the club. So they are seeing me; they should receive me. I am not the kind that would go around clapping, singing, etc. I think because of my age, it's not singing age, but I have deep passion for sport, for football, and in particular for my club. I mean, I've been doing many things, but I'm not the kind that will go shouting around because I've done this and that with so and so. No. So this is my club. I've been supporting my club. I've only been there as a fan. Now I'm coming in as president. So I think I should be received warmly, that the talent I have been I mean, the talent that have been administering elsewhere now comes into the club. And do not limit it to Sports Club Villa. Take it a notch higher and talk about sports in the country, talk about football in the country. Because what you need to do to promote football in a country like Uganda is to have these superpowers stable and make progress. That's what I'm coming into with. I come in with dedication, passion, and I'm driven by those. But I also want to add a level of distinction. Because if I can excel in politics, as you said, if I can excel in legal practice, as you mentioned, why not here? Because this is about football administration, it's about football management. And there are a number of things that are missing. I want to thank those that have run the club before. I think they set a foundation onto which we are building. They have done a fantastic job. They might have had their failures here and there. They are human like me and you. Now those are things I come in to address. With the support of everyone in Villa, I come in to unite the club, where you have factions, where you have funds divided along lines of who was running Villa how. I am coming to bring all those together. And I can give assurance that since I announced my candidature, I have achieved 80% of that. People seem to say, yes, because Medad has not been part of the factions in Villa, he can bring us together. This work of mediation is some job that I've concentrated on for the last 18 years. I've been a lawyer, bringing people together, those that have disagreed. So if it's one of the reasons why Villa has not been excelling to reclaim its position of #1 football club in the country, as I believe, yes, we're getting there.
Okay, that is Honorable Medad Lubega Segona. When he speaks, you've got to listen, because he speaks from a position of real experience, and he puts his words the way they're meant to be put. He selects words, puts a word where it's supposed to be, not like some of us that actually blab and don't speak at times. Santos, can you talk to the council?
Yeah, Honorable, you are most welcome on set. Many people have not known you for, I mean, being a sports fan, like you said. But from what you are telling us, it seems it is a matter of transferring the leadership skills you've got from the other angles to football. Football is a little bit dynamic in a sense that at least you must have that technical part of it. How ready are you, I mean, to probably work with the people who are a bit technical? And as a president of a club, because there are a lot of politics. I'm a professional football agent at an international level. Football needs someone who somehow understands it, because one, it is very expensive. Two, why I'm talking about the technical part of it, as a club to sign a player, for instance, let's talk about signing a player now. You should have really at least an idea about the player before someone convinces you the team you will be working with. We are signing a player of, let's say, 100 millions. Will it be a matter of you getting the money from the pocket, or approving the money to sign a player you've got no idea about, or you are somehow, I mean, tell us how technical you are about football. Thank you.
I think we need to move away from the culture of micromanagement. I am not coming into football to own the club alone. I am not coming into football to run the club single-handedly, as if I'm running my house. Even in my house, I sit down and talk to my people, my wife, my children, the other people who are assisting me. Even God himself, he would always say, come, let us talk. Even at creation, when God wanted to create man, if you remember, the Bible says that he said, let us make man in our own image. For us who believe in Trinity, they were saying he meant he was speaking to the Son and the Holy Spirit. Okay? So it is something that we must learn to run clubs the corporate way. It's a corporate entity.
Yeah.
It is a club that must be run on the basis of technical orientations. What you're talking about, technical, I mean, I don't know why you even think I'm not technical enough. I am technical enough, but I am not enough as a person.
Yes.
It's a concerted effort. We see it. By the way, before we even go to poach onto another club to scheme a player from there, we study, we do technical evaluations. First of all, a needs assessment. Do we need a player?
Yeah.
Do we need that particular player rather expensively, or we could have 3 instead? I mean, you look at value addition, what kind of value he's adding in terms of going to the field, achieving, but also other technical and non-technical considerations. So all those considerations must be put in place. And we hammer the last decision together. You know, you do not even run the club with your executive alone. This is a community club. Yes. And one of the troubles we've had in Villa, like many other sports clubs in this country, is creating a wedge between us and the fans. Because those fans actually own the club more than the executives in that club. Some people do not understand or realize this. Why? Because a club will get sponsorship based on the support and based on achievement in the football pitch. You must play well to attract supporters. You must have enough funds to attract sponsorship, among other things, but also to get to the goals of the founders of the club. The goal was to establish a club that supersedes and goes beyond the boundaries. Because this is not a clans club or a county club that, you know, the Engabi people, you must belong to Engabi. The county, that you must belong to that particular county. Even counties, by the way, their transfers, you know this. Yeah. That somebody could have played for Butambala in the last season. Yeah. And now the guy has transferred, he lives in Busiro. So the
lives in Busiro and plays for Wekura.
They are administrative and technical functions. Those must be distinguished. Now, the technical functions, you rely mainly on the technical input. One, of those you have in your executive who have technical know-how, but also your coach. Two, you have the sports management, the management of the club. That is the corporate managers. Yeah. To do their the CEO of the club who does the day-to-day running. And we need this, we need that. Okay? So all those, we want to run this club as a corporate entity. We must have technical and other evaluations before we undertake any decision. Even away from the players you're talking about. Actually, players are not the biggest problem that Villa has. The biggest problems are managerial, how we manage the club. Because it is the management that signs those players you're talking about. It is the management that is responsible for the welfare of those players you're talking about. But not only those current players, you need others to feed into the team. You need a nursery bed. Now, those are management issues that you need.
Honorable, maybe you're coming in. We all believe you've got all the abilities to probably win the elections on 28th. Would you mind letting us know, what do you plan to put in place that has not been there, or probably that has not been worked on, by the past or the current management at Villa?
First of all, let me say this. Committee, perhaps without them, Villa would be something else, or maybe would not be something we're talking about, would be starting from scratch. Like I said, for your information, we are launching our manifesto on Monday.
Yes. Okay.
And quite a number of details you're going to find in our manifesto. I'm not the kind that would want to look into the manifesto and start spreading here and there. But if you are listening from the start, you would be knowing some of the issues that we want to look at, to address. The welfare of our players. First of all, the quality of players, the welfare of those players today as they play for the club, but also tomorrow. Because it is that informs the next player to take a decision as to whether he will join Sports Club Villa against all others. Now, here we are proud to say now, we do not have arrears in salary. We have paid. But the question is, how much have we paid? Or how much are we paying? For us to be able to be a center of attraction from other clubs within and outside the country. But beyond that, We've had the best players in this country. In fact, at some point we were feeding cranes almost up to 70%. Now, but you ask yourself, where are they? Is that a point of attraction to new players?
No.
We must look into the social security,
Of
the
players.
pension program of those players when they leave the football pitch, not necessarily when they leave Villa. First of all, it will not be possible, or it will be near impossible for a player to say, I'm leaving Sports Club Villa for another team, except for the bigger ones, because we are here to promote talent as well. I mean, somebody may say, I want to go and play for Man U. That one is possible. But for that period they are there, they must be assured that whether I'm leaving Villa for Man U, or I am leaving Villa for retirement, or to become a referee or coach or something else, I have a pension program in place, put in place by my current employer. We're going to turn around and change the culture of sporting in this country. Sporting is not just a show of talent. It must be a source of employment to those young people that are dedicating themselves to come and play football. Perhaps one of the reasons I've not been a professional player is because I did not see one professional player who has excelled in terms of talent, but also of welfare.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, I want my son to grow up knowing that it is possible to go down to Nambole, play football, score a goal, and everybody is amazed. And the following day, I'll be one of the richest men in this country or somewhere else. That's where we are focusing. And the focus of Villa is going to change. As a community club, first of all, but that has a vision and a goal. That vision and goal is to promote talent, but also develop people and assure them of a good, decent old age.
Yeah, Honorable, this is the club. Yes, before it was one of the best clubs.
It still is.
Gentlemen,
Okay, I'm sorry.
it is the best club.
Yeah, it still is, because based on
yeah,
the successes. they've
basing
got.
on basing on the current statistics, it's not among the best. I can back my points. You've won the league, I think 2004. Ever since then, they have been struggling. We are looking at a
Santos.
club. Yes, sir.
Several clubs, including those that you love the most, in the English Premier League, take 20, 30 years without winning
Yeah,
a championship. Doesn't stop their legacy from lasting, doesn't stop them from being the best. You can be a sleeping giant at some stage. Every club will go through that. And credit to Sports Club Villa, by the way, that is even able to take all these years without winning a championship but remain standing.
Yeah,
Many will not last it.
Yeah. So, Honorable, we are talking about a club that have got, you know, some other presidents like you're coming in. Talk about Franco Mugabe, who was with the club when they last won the league. He came in and, I mean, he resigned, I think, in 2010. Then there came in Misaga, who partially did his job, but still failed to get a home for Villa. Even up to now, as we are talking, if I need to go to Sports Club Villa, it is all about making a phone call. I'm not going to say it is assured when Medad comes in, it is 100% sure it is going to happen unless you prove to us, because or you give us what you think about it. But they do not have probably a training ground, and one can confirm they do not have where to play from, their home stadium. And I don't know any office where officers are as a sports club, as a sports team. How are you going to work on that in a few, I don't know, 4 years? So the past many years, many people have failed. You are coming in with a different version and you are saying, I'm going to make it. Yes, you've not mentioned it here, but at least I've heard it somewhere.
I've mentioned it.
Okay, thank you. But how can we trust you?
Well, first of all, it will never be 100% until it's 100%.
Okay.
You know, Thomas, you could be a descendant of Thomas. Now that you're doubting what I'm telling you. Judge people by their history.
Yes.
Judge people by their deeds. You mentioned one promise I have made and broken in the past. I'll not stand. But just to answer your question in more specific terms, I am telling you that we shall have a home for Villa. The story you're talking about is going to stop. It is ending.
Okay.
With my leadership. And I'm not saying I. Forget. We.
Yes.
You see, I have an executive that I am going to lead, or that I'm already leading, with the senior vice president and other members of the executive. We're going to manage this. It is one of the reasons why I am coming out. Because to me, it is a point of pride to say that we've got our home somewhere. And it is not an impossibility. It's not even the remotest of impossibilities. We are going to do it. We're going to come up with our work plan as soon as we are elected. There are many things that we're going to look at in the office because we have not received the handover. And the reason is because we have not been elected. The moment we are elected and we are given office, in the next 2 months, we shall announce our work plan. And everything in that manifesto will be phased according to the work plan. And in that work plan, I can tell you we shall not leave or finish our term before establishing that home.
Okay.
It is key on our agenda. But the first is to unite the club, to unite the funds. I mean, you can never underestimate the role played by Engineer Ben Saga. You can never underestimate the role played by Mzee Franco Mugabe, or even Mzee Kaweya. Okay? What we are coming to do is to build on the foundation. At least the foundation is there.
Yeah, very true.
The club is there. The statutes establishing the club are in place. The funds are there. A number of them have been drifting away.
Yeah.
And now you can see them coming back to say, hey, by the way, with the coming of this man, I think we can put our club back together and move forward. So the things you're talking about are possibilities, and they are going to happen at the shortest opportunity possible.
Okay. Honorable, you're talking of your predecessors, Ben Emmanuel Misago, Franco, and of course the Kawayas of this world. May his soul rest in eternal peace. Those are lads that are picked from their own pocket at times.
Yes.
Now, and that is the biggest problem at sports. One of the biggest problems at Sports Club Vida. Presidents of the club having at times to carry the burden of the club going forward. How ready are you as Honorable Medard Lubega Segona in case we get to that situation?
First of all, why would I allow with my executive to get to that situation? The first orientation is to take the club back to the people. This is our club. We must finance it before we even talk about sponsors. 2, we must be able to account for every single coin that enters the club. And let me tell you, I cannot and will not work with anyone who is not accountable to the club membership. So we've got to be accountable. We've got to be transparent. We shall get money from our pockets, and I mean we, the members of the club.
The VMTs.
The VMTs. Even other well-wishers, by the way, who are not at that level of VMT. There are so many out there. All they need is to see somebody who will manage their funds transparently and put money to where it's meant to be and see value for money. So maybe if that, to the extent that that has been missing, is going to change. We want to thank those that have been financing the club from their own pockets. Quite a number. You mentioned them, Alhaji Omar Mandela,
yeah.
And many others. Others, by the way, are not celebrated because you will never get to know some of them. Some say, no, I want to support, this is my club, I give you 10 million, but please, I don't want my name mentioned anywhere because that is not my conviction. So, we are going to mobilize money from the membership. We shall definitely use the little we have as ourselves. Okay? As a president, you cannot say you will not use your money.
That is it.
As a member of my executive, you can't say you will not use your money. We shall use our money. In addition to the money contributed by the members, by the funds, and in our sponsors, those existing and those that are yet to come. quite a number of them have expressed enthusiasm and are going to support this club. And a number of them, they say, well, maybe we can trust you with our money. And please trust me with your votes first. Trust me with your money. Trust me with your club. You will not regret.
Yeah, but yeah, it's a platform for him to do anything he likes, because for us, we brought him here to tell us what he plans for the club, sports club, Villa that is. And of course, in doing so, he's got to really solicit for your votes. If you're a Villa fan and you like Medard Lubega Segona as president, please do. He's the one here, and we shall talk about him. But let's first go for a break. When we get back, I'm going to task Honorable Medard Lubega Segona on the Villa fans that have been responsible for all the problems at this club. I speak this with authority. Villa fans are the biggest problem to that club. How Honorable Medard Lubega Segona is going to bring them into one house and keep them calm is the next answer when we get back from this small break.
Experience 100% 4G speeds across Uganda with the Airtel 4G Pocket Wi-Fi available at 123,000 shillings only. It comes with 15 GB free for 1 month. Visit the nearest Airtel shop, device selling shop, or Airtel online shop. www.airtel.co.ug/broadband-discover. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Echa COVID-19 chijja kugwa only if we stay at home. Observe physical distancing, wear masks properly, sanitize or wash our hands with soap and water regularly, or get vaccinated now.
It's no secret that ICT makes learning easy.
The strides made in our field couldn't be possible without it.
And now we can watch our favorite show.
My radio is my best friend.
UCC provides an enabling regulatory environment and policy guidance for healthy competition. We also facilitate ease of doing business in the communications sector through licensing, standardization, spectrum management, tariff regulation, rural communication development, and consumer empowerment. An informed consumer is an empowered consumer. UCC supports local content and innovations. Driving the development of a robust communication sector in Uganda is Uganda Communications Commission.
Well, if you missed the first part of the show, it's the Score Extra. It's a new program, and for its launch, for its pioneer event, for its pioneer show, we called the man himself, Honorable Medard Lubega Segona. Many of you know him, the other side of politics, but he is into sport. He's an ardent sports club Villa fan, and to prove to Ugandans that he is a big fan of the club, he doesn't stop at low levels like many of us do, being fans and supporters. He has taken it a notch higher. He wants to become the club president, and that will happen on the 28th of August. That is next weekend. Around this time, we shall have no news that either him or Dennis Mbide Sevugwao is the club president for Sports Club Bida, the 8th club president for Sports Club Bida. In the first part of the show, he talked about loads of things. He's a very, very humble man, very, very calm, and the way he presents his points makes you want to listen more and more and more. Any one of you watching at home and thinking, this guy is a simple listen to Honorable. Yes, even if it were you here, you would simply listen because he's a wise man and he speaks from very important positions. You may think he's not into sport, but the way he talks about policy and strategy in terms of the footballing context makes you wonder where he's been all these years. Honorable, where have you been?
Well, I've been around and I've been playing my role as a fan, as advisor in my club. I've advised, but you know, advice is not binding.
Okay. When
you render advice and somebody doesn't take it, but even when he takes it, you do not come out to shout and claim the credit. I mean, it is a tenet of humility and civility that bosses must take the credit. As we're going into the commercial break, you remember you mentioned about the fans, and you blamed us, the fans, for
being responsible for all the rot at that club.
And troubles. First of all, I'm not coming in from a judgmental perspective. I may say so-and-so is responsible for this. There must be a policy on funds. You know, sometimes what disturbs fans and takes them into the explosions that you're talking about is the performance of the club. I think our top priority is to ensure that the club performs to the expectations of the fans. And where we feel the fans the trouble, we will talk to them. I am one of the fans. I've been one of them. The difference probably is that I may be disciplined. You know, I have been trained over the years to understand, respect authority. I respected authority that was managing our club. First of all, because I appreciated them for their contributions. Second, because I appreciated the circumstances under which they've been working. But also because that's in my nature. The fans, a part of whom I am, will also have a role to play in the movement of the program of the club henceforth. So we will win together with the fans. If in any microscopic event we are to lose, we should lose together. We should sit together, draw our strategies together. They should be part of the club management, with divided and clear roles, obviously. I'm not going to say that I'm going to cede my presidency to the fans. My work is to lead them. Don't you ask yourself how I manage as a member of parliament with over 1 million people. 1 million people, 1 million diverse thinkings, and you can still be there and win 3 consecutive terms. It is very possible. All you need to know is to understand the funds. First of all, we're going to register our funds. We will know them. We will have the terms of reference for every one of us, including the president. The president must be managed or governed by certain principles. Okay, please do not extend your hand into the club purse. Do not do this, do not do this, don't dictate. You cannot run the club alone. As a fan, please support financially, support morally, do this and this and that. And the discipline. Discipline is something that we have not coded and codified. It is something that we plan to do. To say no. If you're using a Villa platform, we will not allow you to be vulgar. And you know, I am known to be a disciplinarian as well. You will not be vulgar. Do not insult the others. Please contribute. For example, there must be a suggestion box. Today we are in digital era. There must be an avenue through which the fans contribute their views. We should not only call them to contribute money. We should not only call them to come and clap when the team is playing. No. Like I said, they should be an integral part of the management of the club. We must have an avenue for them to express themselves. You do not suffocate them, then you tell them, come and your work is simply to support. No, the fans will never ever be the problem at Villa Park.
Then there's something else, Honorable Medad. Sports Club Villa has about 7 founding members, I'm certain. Family members, yes. Families, including that of Eriab Kamia, Guy Kauma, Pat Kawoya. There are 7.
Correct.
A few of them skip.
Yes.
And usually that creates a problem as well for the guys at the top.
Why?
There's a pull and push. The other guys think their club is supposed to be theirs. Whatever decision you have to take, you've got to consult them. Honorable, how possible is that for you?
First of all, what's wrong with consulting them? I mean, if I can go to Owino, if I can go to Kololo and look for a single club member to consult, why not the founding fathers of the club? After all, they are not going to tell you do this, but you consult and listen to their views. You synchronize.
Yeah.
Okay? You discuss as a team. I don't know why people find it so difficult to consult. Is it a show or sign of weakness? To me, it is a sign of strength. Consulting and working in concert with other people is a sign and show of good leadership. It is a show of strength. My promise, not just promise, but undertaking, is to work with everyone in the club. There are those special categories. Such team you're talking about, the founding fathers or their descendants,
yep.
The people that have run the club before, the people that have played for the club before, the people that have ensured that the club is financially sound. Those are special categories. I will give you an example. When I was a minister in the Kingdom of Uganda, there are several layers of authority, some of which are not as pronounced. For example, you are appointed by the Kabaka, you're directly answerable to the Katikkiro, but there are others, for example, the clan leaders. They are members of the Luchiko. There is the royal family. There are royal advisors. Have you seen us in conflict with them? No, because we know who to consult, when, on what, and do what, or do it how.
Okay.
So we know how to bring people together. It is the art that I've been running for the last 18 years.
So it's the art he's been running for the past 18 years, and certainly he's told you where and how he's done this. And I think any Villa fan out there watching you, you're trying to click a few of these things, and maybe your decision on whom to vote now can be sorted after the Honorable has left Uganda Broadcasting Corporation TV. The elections are on Saturday, and it's only the VMTs, I'm certain, that are going to vote. Honorable, do you have any idea of who is going to vote? Please talk to Ugandans and the public about it.
You have said it. Those that have registered to vote, the VMTs, those that are registering to vote will vote. I do not want to usurp the powers
of the Electoral Commission,
functions of the Electoral Commission.
Okay.
I can tell you my role here, and for which I thank you, is that for those that are registered to vote, at least they know who to vote.
Okay.
And that person is not out of this studio.
And it's not me or him. It's the one putting on that EcoFarm jersey. Honorable Medal Lubega Segona. Honorable, in the short term,
yes.
Villa needs goals. Which are those you're going to target? Because the league, if you're elected on 28th August, you've got September and
only
October
September.
The season is going to get underway. I don't think there is enough money in the coffers of Sports Club Villa. What is the short term?
First, I do not know how much there is in the coffers.
Yeah.
Two, because they have not handed over to me, there will be a report.
Okay.
Both a management and technical report. As soon as we are elected, we'll get those reports. We shall retreat, come up with a position based on technical foundations. Forget about these speculations that you guys engage in out there. That's not Villa. Villa must be managed on sound technical and management principles. And that's what we want to come in with. Not this business of someone running around and saying, oh, we need $1 million. No, there must be a plan. That is not the way we are going to run Sports Club Villa. We must have a plan. For every football match we are going to engage in, there is a budget, pre and during the match, and even thereafter. You know, this business of running around like headless chicken cannot take the club forward, and it's not a Villa management style.
Santos, you've heard the Honorable. He's trying to bring straightforwardness to Sports Club Villa. The administration, he says, is the reason as to why the club is going through all those years we've talked about, that lull.
I did not say that.
You alluded to it, Honorable.
Yeah.
You of course, you appreciate, Honorable, you appreciate the guys before you, your predecessors.
That's correct.
You appreciate them as much as much as I know, at least not once, not twice. You've talked about them in here, but I know administration is the problem that you come to address at the sports club.
All the clubs, if
is not the problem. Perhaps streamlining is the missing link.
Oh.
There have been administrations. They need to be more streamlined. Run a club the corporate way. Manage it on the basis of sound management principles.
Okay.
Do the technical stuff on the basis of sound technical principles. Even when you lose, do not think that, oh, when Segona comes, we shall not lose a match. We may lose. Microscopically, we may lose a match.
Yeah.
Okay? But we will not lose a match simply because we didn't know what to do.
Okay.
Or we did not do it properly.
Okay.
We will know what to do and how to do it. Somebody who advises or does the technical things within Villa must do his work and must be rewarded for doing that work. Okay? Not that the coach cannot lose a match. No, the coach can lose a match.
Okay.
But we know there are certain obvious mistakes we will not accept.
Okay, Honorable, we all know, at least I do know, and now Ugandans out there are learning of it, that the FIFA president, Honorable Engineer Moses Magogo, is a key part in this election at Sports Club Villa. What is your relationship like with him?
Well, I did not see his role in this election prior to and during my candidature. At a personal level, Honorable Engineer Moses Magogo is my friend. He's a colleague in Parliament, and he's somebody I have associated with over football management in Uganda. As to whether he's a key person in this, I have not been informed. However, before my candidature, he's somebody I have discussed with over issues of sports management in Uganda. I have advised him on what I think about football in Uganda, some of the things he's been able to do. Others maybe have been evaluated technically, because he always tells me, yeah, we are going to discuss that. Sometimes you see, oh, something has been done, and I don't want to take credit for anything. As at a personal level, we have a good personal relationship, both in Parliament and in football. You know, I have not been an official in the football management in the country.
Mm-hmm.
So I could only, as a fan who loves the sport, as a citizen who loves my country, yes, I have had discussions with him prior to my candidature. And now, following my candidature, as you know, being or becoming president is not a very simple thing. I've been running up and down. Perhaps now that you're reminding me, I'll look him up.
You look him up. Okay.
Yes. And let me appeal to him as well. Honorable Engineer Moses Magogo, please give me your support.
And he's just gotten a new term today.
Yes.
Down in Imbali, where the AGM is.
For which I congratulate him. Yeah. But let me tell you something.
But he's a VMTer.
Everybody who loves football in this country, everybody who loves Sports Club Villa, and everybody who has a focus on where Villa should go, supports me.
Okay. It is on 28th. I believe the people who are going to vote are watching, and who had actually doubts, I'm very much certain they now have the right to vote.
Yeah, but maybe let me ask Honorable Honorable Medad Lubega Segona, just for the purposes of Sports Club Villa fans out there, because Santos, we keep emphasizing this. This election at Villa is basically about those fans out there. Then we shall be integrated into it if football is successful in Uganda, because when Sports Club Villa was successful, the football was nice.
Yeah,
it still is nice, but if Villa joins the mix, we all know what may happen in terms of the numbers in the crowd, in terms of the quality of football being played. Now, for purposes of the guys out there watching, Honorable Segona, I'm sorry, which sport have you played?
First, why would you apologize for asking me what you do not know?
Apologies now. Apologies for that as well.
There's no apology, and that's fine.
Okay.
I have played football in school.
Okay.
Of course, there came a time when the body could not allow. As you know, I am turning 46 on 1st September.
Happy birthday.
In advance.
You're going to get a great one if you win the election.
I'll wait for the cake.
We shall deliver.
And it is the best gift that the fans can give me.
On 28th.
Now, at this age, I can't play football so much. But I can go into the pitch and play. One day, try a contest with me. I have played football, therefore. I tried volleyball, but not very much. At the time I was attempting volleyball, you know, the ball would come and hit me, and I'd feel like this is not a game for me. Football is my game. And I mean, one day you will see me play. When I was a minister in Mengo, the last time I engaged myself in a contest, we played against the Parliament of Uganda. And if you were there, you would see how you should remember, maybe you guys were young, you would see how much we scattered the Parliament then. as for now, I don't know if
watching.
Oh yeah, I don't know for now if we played where my loyalty would be, because I'm a member of Parliament. I would be playing for Parliament against the Kabaka's cabinet. That would give me some bit of difficulty. But even internally within my clan, I've also been playing to the extent that I could.
Okay.
But man, for now we are answering the advert. The advert from Villa Park was they needed a president and not a player.
Okay. Then, Honorable, I know there are guys that are listening to this for the first time because they knew you elsewhere. The way the Villa election is being arranged is American style presidency. You've got your running mate. I know him, Joe Chigozi.
Yeah.
Joe Chizito.
Joe Chizito.
But many out there would love to know which other guys are on your executive, because now today is the chance to talk to Ugandans out there. There are many guys, Honorable, that come to town over the weekend, go up country and may never listen to you again. Even you manifest it on Monday, they'll never listen to it till they come back on Friday night for the election on Saturday.
Well, I'm sure I have issued out my team. It's a formidable team of strong men and a lady. Mariam Jumba, if you've seen. William Zilimenya, you must have seen Council Sim Katende. Sim Katende, incidentally, was my supervisor in clerkship as I was as a law student. Becca Mugaino, he works with Ministry of Lands. Must have seen, of course, you've mentioned the George Chigozi, the senior, George Chizito, the senior vice president, Sam William Nadiope, people like Kazibwe. Those are people you know. It's a formidable team of strong men and a lady. We intend to enhance this to the extent that the statutes permit us. When we get into Villa Park, we will have quite a number of people co-opted to advise us on various issues, management and technical issues. Quite a number, Edmund Rico, Dan Kimosho, MP. If you look at our team, my friend, it's an airtight, formidable team that will take Villa forward.
Then I've read through the statutes. I was part of the Congress. That's why I told you that Engineer Moses Magogo is a very big, influential part as we go into this election. There are guys from the diaspora, Honorable. I think every country, 11 countries, is going to be a member from the diaspora. How do you plan to relate with the diaspora? And then Villa in the past produced its own players through the Jogo Academy. The Bengals of this world were from that academy.
Correct.
And Villa didn't need to buy players. those two issues, Honorable, as we climb?
Well, I did tell you earlier that we must have a nursery bed.
Yes, you talked about it.
That's what I meant.
Okay.
And it is going to be a strong, formidable, organized nursery system. With respect to our colleagues in the diaspora, my relationship with a number of them is good. We've been discussing the issues that affect and afflict our club, and they are on board.
Okay.
We're working together, quite a number of them, and I'm still in discussion with others. So there is no single structure that is going to be left out in the management of this club. I am coming in to reorganize with my team, to reorganize this group. You were right to mention Engineer Moses Magogo, but like I did tell you, we have a personal relationship. We have discussed issues of sport together in this country. Well, across the political divide, he's the other side, and to me that's not an issue. Actually, if anything, football is supposed to bring people from the different political sides, religious inclinations and tribal orientations together. It is something that I want to bring in football. Please do not see me and say, oh, that guy belongs to this political party, this guy is Mganda, this guy is Anglican. We do not run sports that way. Sports must be run in partnership with people, especially and including those that you do not agree with. It is the best way. And if given an opportunity, the first person I want to sign as a Villa fan is President Yoweri Museveni.
You've sealed it. That was your final question to the Honorable.
Yeah, I think you've already given us all. I am not going to ask him. I'm just going to wish him well.
Okay.
In his campaigns, if they are still on, and still also wish him well
on 28th.
To excel
on the 28th.
and of course perform the duties like he wishes to.
Okay.
Yes. My last one, if you want,
please,
is
please.
An opportunity has come in this country that has not existed before. That people who are involved in the management of the country are now directly getting involved into the management of sports.
That is very important.
You had started talking about the statutes, the laws that govern football in this country.
And sport in Uganda, yeah.
An opportunity is here that my brother, Honorable Chidia Wachwanuka, is running a sister club called Express.
Big rival.
I don't know. I don't think he's a big rival because I'm coming to bring him to his knees, and he knows this. You have a member of parliament running FUFA, Engineer Moses Magogo. When we were in the parliamentary team, one of the persons we worked closely with is the Honorable Amson Abua, as a member of parliament. In my legal committee, the time has come. For what has been missing from government, we can hold the government tight.
Yeah.
And let me also mention, by the way, one of the other funds, the other two funds that you have not mentioned, the Speaker, Right Honorable Jacob Olanya, is a football fan.
And more into cycling.
Yes, but this time we want to bring him into football. The Right Honorable Anita Among, Annette, is a Villa fan.
Oh.
Those people are influential in government. Of course, in addition to me, I'm very influential in government.
No wonder.
Okay,
just in case you need to know.
Mbarara Star is run by a member of parliament, Honorable Mwine Mpaka.
Exactly.
You shouldn't miss
my son, the Honorable Mwine Mpaka, is a member of parliament.
Okay.
He's also running a club, one of those that we want to keep on their knees. So, now when we begin talking football at a higher governmental level, Ugandans will be sure that there is a voice. You know, when I choose to speak, I am able to speak not just with a loud, but with a big voice. And now with those colleagues, with whom I relate very, very closely, by the way, they're in those clubs, but we relate very closely. I can tell you we can take this sport a notch higher. May God bless you.
We thank you, Honorable, for responding a short notice to come down to Uganda Broadcasting Corporation TV for this. We wish you the best, like Santos has said, and to all you Villa fans out there. For us, it's about bringing gentlemen down here to deliberate on what you think is going to be good for that sports club, because with it, up at the helm, then football in Uganda, I'm certain, will return. We've not exhausted this, but because of time limits, and the Honorable is a little busy, he's told us in the break where he's been since yesterday up till now. If it's any of you out there, you'd be in your bed sleeping. And for that, let's let the Honorable go. Thanks for being a part of this initial Score Extra show. From me, John Bansentamo, the rest of the team, especially the Honorable, spare time for us, and Santos, who I'm stopping from giving you any other sports beat in the world and Uganda. It's goodbye for now. Catch you again.
We've cut and reduced our MTN Momo withdrawal rates. Now you can withdraw mobile money at the lowest rates. You also get MTN Central Points when you deposit, send, and withdraw MTN mobile money. Visit our Momo agents countrywide and withdraw mobile money at our reduced rates from 1st May 2021. Everywhere you go, MTN.
Observe physical distancing. Wear masks properly. Sanitize or wash your hands with soap and water regularly, or get vaccinated now.
It's no secret that ICT makes learning easy.
The strides made in our field couldn't be possible without it.
And now we can watch our favorite shows.
My radio is my best friend.
UCC provides an enabling regulatory environment and policy guidance for healthy competition. We also facilitate ease of doing business in the communications sector through licensing, standardization, spectrum management, tariff regulation, rural communication development, and consumer empowerment. An informed consumer is an empowered consumer. UCC supports